We've got 24 hours to remake the dining room. We'll explain why later. This is our shot to replace the table and the chairs with a quick hack.
Let's go. We're on our way to get polyacrylic top coat. There's a break in the rain for 24 hours. We found a dining room table hack where we use a raw unfinished countertop. We're gonna get our top coat, put it on and let it dry, see if we can get this done in time for the holidays. Okay, polyacrylic acquired. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a new hack where we found a kitchen countertop at hardware stores across the nation or online. We're gonna put a top coat on it and we're gonna see how it goes. We'll let you know more in a sec.
Those clouds are just so amazing. It'd be great if you could like, share, and comment below. Cyclists are trying to get in a ride before the rain comes back. You see the rainbow, Ellie?
I do, look at it, it's right there. Maybe it's a good omen.
You can probably hear it going right now. I'll get right next to it. This is the Govee Life. It's a dehumidifier. It works with Apple HomeKit. We're using this as a cheat code because of the humidity. We're trying to pull the humidity out of the garage. This thing, we got it for the filament. And here, to help protect the filament, I run it every now and then. Okay, Miss Degrassi High, give us the spiel.
Okay.
What's going on?
I forgot to set the timer, so I need to do that. I'm gonna set it back, I think, an hour and a half at this point. That way it's keeping in with the 24-hour challenge. Otherwise, it's not 24 hours. So I'm gonna do that right now. Here's the challenge. The challenge is we've got 24 hours to make over our dining room and do this table. However, drying time is totally out of that because that takes about a week. We can't control that. We already bought some chairs off Amazon, a curtain rods. So that's already accounted for because it took 10 minutes to order, maybe less.
We ordered this a while ago. It got delivered. We're ready to do this within our 24-hour challenge. It should go quick. We don't really know what's inside this box. We haven't opened it yet. We're going to open it on camera. We're going to find out if it needs to be sanded. Hopefully it doesn't, because that'll really cut into our 24 hours.
Yeah, it says unfinished, so we don't know if that means sanded.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
I got this little knife that I 3D printed. The blade's not 3D printed. I'm lifting this so I don't accidentally cut the wood.
Want me to get it?
You want to grab the other end? Oh, good. There's a protection board there.
Oh, that's good.
We're first cracking it. We bought this.
Oh, I love it. It
Butcher
looks so
Block
good.
Countertop. It's a kitchen countertop for like a center kitchen island.
We got it from Lowe's. I think it's about $200 to $300. Okay, here's what this says. Your top may be raw wood, have a factory polyurethane finished, or come pre-stained. Raw natural wood must be sealed or finished on all surfaces within 48 hours of removing from plastic packaging. So that works with our 24-hour
It's like
plan.
we knew
It's
what
like
we were
we
doing.
knew it.
We've had this humidity now for a while, and the plastic is actually the plastic and the cardboard has probably actually protected this from it. And now we're ready to go. We really got lucky. That saved us costly time from having to do that. So if you were to do the same thing, hopefully it's packaged the same way.
The wood has been sanded to a minimum of 180 grip, so perfect. All we need to do is put on our polyacrylic.
I am noticing the edges here are very sharp.
Ooh, they're super sharp. Holy crap.
So we have to decide if we want to round those off a little bit. This is a little bit wider, which should actually be even better for playing board games and holidays coming up. It'll give some of those other seats at the table a little bit extra space.
Yeah, it'll give them a little more room.
It's kind of felt on our 36-inch wide table, it's kind of felt a little narrow, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd say so.
For finishing this, we want to make sure that both sides have an even amount of moisture so it doesn't curl in either direction. So we have to finish it all within about the same time frame and about all the same humidity. We're going to use the Govee that's in the other room. The door will be open, and that will help keep the humidity under 40%, which should help keep this dry as we're doing it. Also, with the weather outside and the humidity and the rain, we're going to help use that as a cheat code to help get us along. The plan again is to do the bottoms, is to sand the edges so that they're not as sharp, finish the bottom, then flip it over. We're going to do all the coats on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think, is about what we're looking to do. And then after the 4 coats are dry, then we'll come back over and do 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. That way we'll have an even set and it'll have about even moisture. We've still got less than 24 hours to finish this. We're well into the challenge already. The last table took so long to do.
Oh my God,
We really
so
wanted to prove
long.
to ourselves that we could do this faster.
We have 22 hours, 23 minutes, and 55 seconds.
Okay, let's get to it. So right now we're gonna sand with
80 grit.
80
Here you go,
grit.
Justin.
These corners were so sharp, they felt like they could give you a splinter or hurt your hand. That is better. We want to make sure that it doesn't settle as dust particles on the finish. These are sponge sanding blocks. I got a whole bunch of them from Amazon fairly affordably. Will get me doing the top.
All right, that's good. I think it's good, Justin.
Can't do it later. Now let's check. They're both clear matte.
Stir well, never shake can.
Okay, never shake. We shook the last time, and we think it added some artifacts to it that we weren't thrilled with. And we're gonna have to work really fast. So I think Allie and I are gonna be on either side of this, and we're just gonna pour it on. I hope that's a good idea, and then smooth it out. Did you stir it?
I didn't stir it.
Okay, yeah, just go for it. Whoa, it's gonna look so great. I'm so excited.
It's supposed to go with the green.
Well, I'm varnishing the floor a little bit.
Oh, am I?
A lot.
Do you see a lot?
We're gonna have to wipe that up. I don't know if this comes across on camera, but this just is.
It's making it look really pretty, honestly. I'm really excited for the table. Uh-oh, we gotta.
Now, if we keep doing these woodworking projects, we're probably gonna get a chemical mask. The ones that we have from COVID are N95s, and they're great for like dust and pollen, but they'll just absorb the chemicals and then you'll be breathing the chemicals anyway. You need something that has an appropriate carbon filter on it. Maybe it's not even just carbon. You need something with an appropriate chemical filter
Yeah,
on
I think
it.
it's a chemical filter, honestly.
But they have them for painters.
I'm gonna open the window.
Well, that's gonna let the humidity in.
I'm gonna turn on the fan.
Trying to get this. We're trying to get this even coat on really fast.
I need paper towel.
We might just need to wipe it down with a towel. I think we poured a little bit too much on this time.
Yeah.
Good thing we're practicing on the bottom.
That's a lesson we learned from our coffee table video.
Okay.
Oh, this area. There's a whole area over here that was missed.
I'm only going to that direction.
Remember, we don't want to do it while it's this. It's good. If you
Yeah.
do it while it's getting tacky, then it makes streaks, and I see a streak. So let's take a
Okay. You're wiping off the sides?
Yep.
Okay, great.
I already love it. This is so pretty. It's solid acacia. Which, if you play Minecraft, acacia is a very pretty wood in Minecraft. Yeah, so we're gonna do the Govee and get all the as much humidity as we can out.
There's a little unevenness here. Do we want to leave it or wipe it?
I think we gotta assume it's gonna self-level.
Okay.
That's what happened last time.
Let's practice on the bottom, right?
It's on the bottom.
One more coat together, and then we're gonna have to alternate as we do the 4 coats on top. We took the kids and Grandpa out to lunch while we were waiting for it to dry, and the bottom side, currently the top, is dry. It's a little bit rough, so we'll have to sand it a little bit, but we're gonna do that later when we're a little bit less sore. So we're gonna flip it right now, get the 4 coats on the actual top side, deal with the coats and the sanding on that, and then come back, and hopefully we can still finish this in time for our 24-hour challenge.
I actually am getting nervous. Then we won't,
All right.
because we have to sand it. Okay. Let's flip it. Let's flip it.
All right, we're gonna flip it. Which side do you want to go up?
This side.
Okay. Are we gonna keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, a little quick sanding.
That's good enough.
We're just gonna pour it on a little bit less this time and go for it, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
I think we need a little more. No? That area looks a little dry. I'm just gonna. Uh-oh.
How long do we need to wait?
Between coats, 2 hours.
So
It is not an hour as we had thought.
we'll have to do another coat just before dinner time then. It was a little bit unexpected to have to sand the edges, but I do think this is going pretty smoothly. I think we're gonna be able to do it. Okay, it's 6:06 p.m. and I have to sand this a little bit first to get the little raised pieces up. Do that really quick, blow it off, and then I'm gonna put the next coat on. It definitely feels dry, it looks great. I think I'm gonna go with the 180 this time, and we'll save the 220 for later. I gotta stop there, otherwise it's gonna be too tacky. Hopefully it smooths out a little bit. See, that only took a half an hour. So we'll be back to do the next coat in about 2 hours. It's 10 o'clock at night, and it's time for the last coat. So I think we're just gonna have to wait till morning and see where we're at. It's pretty late, and we're getting tired, and it's not dry.
It's not dry, so we won't be able to do another coat.
And
but we have to go to bed.
And it looks like Allie might have put on too much.
Well, we'll see. We don't know because it's not like ready to look at. You're supposed to wait 2 hours. It's only been one. It has a whole hour to level out. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll level out. It looks a little bubbly, but there's nothing we can do about it now because it'll just make streaks if I muck with it. So we have to wait till it hardens before we can do it. So I'm a little worried about this 24-hour challenge at this point.
Yeah, because if we don't get it sanded and get another coat on it, we need like 5 hours to dry it before we flip it to put the bottom coat on.
Yeah.
So.
But we're going to have to get up kind of early, get moving, and check on it as soon as we can.
And then if you're awake, you can sand it and put a new coat on it if you think it needs it.
Crossing my fingers.
There's nothing to do but cross our fingers.
We're hiding out in the back room. The kids are... Okay, we're not in slow-mo this time.
Good.
And we're hiding out in the back room.
We're at normal speed after just having had our coffee, get the kids settled in.
And assess if we have to sand or what we have to do next to see if we can still do this 24-hour challenge. We're really coming up on the time here. It's getting close.
Yeah, it's getting really close.
What is it? Is it 8 o'clock? It's 7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I want to go down first because I haven't seen it since I put the coat on, but you saw it at 1 hour.
Okay. So Allie's going to go first and then take us. I'll go down and we'll figure out.
But I won't tell him what happened. He has to find out.
Oh, okay. It'll be a surprise. Good morning, Moon. Okay, I'm going downstairs to see what's going on with this. I'm going to turn on the lights and have a look. Whoa! It looks great. Whoops. Whoa, it looks great. I actually think it looks like all the bumps smoothed out. Looks absolutely amazing. I wasn't expecting this. It's flat. There's no bumps. It's dry. It's smooth. You do feel a couple of little specks on here. Maybe it was some dust that settled. Some sanding dust that settled in the table. But other than that, it just looks perfect. I can't wait to get this upstairs. First, we're going to have to flip it. I have to go talk to Allie now about what we're doing next. So I thought it looked great.
I thought it looked great too. It could be a little bit better So if we really wanted to be perfect, we could do one last coat on the top and just leave the bottom rough, or we could flip it over and make the bottom better. I'm actually okay with either because I was pretty pleased with how it turned out.
Well, what do you think needs to me, it looks perfect. I feel like another coat would be too thick, possibly. I kind of felt like with the coffee table that you can look at down here, that we actually went maybe a hair too thick.
Yeah, then we could flip it over and do that last coat.
I think our best chance to complete the challenge is to
Flip it.
flip the table, do the underside, and ship it.
Yeah, I might also want to go, which I haven't discussed with you, go and get a filing cabinet to go under my desk to make my cluttery desk better. That lives in the dining room
Oh,
too.
other projects. Well, I've got my miter saw coming for other projects. All right, so we're gonna get to it and hopefully complete the challenge.
Hey, pew pew pew. So this is the table, and it looks pretty great, actually.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Hope I don't. Okay, this is definitely rough at this point. This needs to be sanded.
Do you want me to do it, or do you want to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna use some machines for this.
Use a clean one, though. And I'm logging off.
Can you put it on?
I feel like a nurse, and you're a surgeon.
Okay.
Okay, surgeon. I'm so pleased. I'm like very. Ah! Oh my god.
All right, this just looks and feels great. All those little bumps are gone. You can tell by the color that I didn't take off the polyacrylic. I just took off the little imperfections. There's a couple spots here where I might have gone a little bit deeper to try to smooth things out because of the drips. But when I put the coat on, and I might have time to put one final coat on. So I'm gonna dust this off real quick and then start putting the coat on. I'm gonna put some blue tape, blue painter's tape around the edge here so I don't get any drips, because I actually like the way the edge is right now. The tape, when you pull it taut, actually bows up a little bit. So I'm gonna redo this kind of more manually. I'm putting it on like you would detail pinstriping. Hold one end taut and use the other hand to kind of guide it. Now for this second piece down here, I don't care if it bows up a little bit. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it. Okay, I'm just gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust that this is gonna dry and smooth out using that surface tension to kind of pull it taut and tight and flat. Allie's a little bit better at this than I am, but I'm just gonna trust it at this point. I wiped off the edges. I think everything looks good. We're good to go. It's now about 8:30, so we're gonna have to wait at least 2 hours for this to dry at this point to see where we end up and see if we're gonna be able to do it. But 2 + 8, that's 10:30, and we're running real close on our 24-hour challenge. So, because remember, drying time isn't part of the challenge. We're gonna let it dry and off cast for a few days before we bring it upstairs and finish the dining room. These are the cool clear chairs that we got off Amazon to brighten the place up. And since you can see through them, they don't really like block your sight lines for the new table. So I'm putting them together while it's drying. And then I think we're gonna check on the table. So let's get going. Put this together. You can see they're like really easy to put together, and surprisingly, they're super affordable, and they're a base of solid wood, which is great. We're gonna attach this to the chair. So I do opposite sides, a little more secure before I put all of them in. I put the seat chair on, and then I'll finish these other two. So let me show you the seat chair. It was $150 to $200 for a set of 4. We paid $179, but I think it varies depending on when you're getting it. So like if it's Black Friday or there's a sale, but they're really reasonable. That's less than a total of $50 a chair, which
I don't know if you know this, if you've looked at dining room sets, but is really good. And honestly, these are really sturdy. As you can see, they're solid wood. We'll put the link below in the description. And you guys can comment what other chairs you think would have looked good with this set. We just really like the lucite. There's a bunch of other clear chairs that we looked at, but these really fit the bill. And here you go. Ta-da! So this is our chair. I'm gonna put together the other two, and then Justin and I...
Time for some intense cleaning!
The kids got a little crazy on this, and we have to make sure that we get it all nice for the next table. So we're just gonna give it a rub down. And next step is putting the table on! So exciting!
Woohoo! We finished the challenge.
And thanks to the dehumidifier, got the table up here a day early.
All right, ready for the big reveal? 1, 2, 3. Doesn't this look amazing?
Oh my God, I love it so much. The whole room looks brighter, and it somehow makes everything else look better.
It gives it that sort of like modern, contemporary, Japandi sort of look that we wanted.
Yeah.
The room had a lot of that kind of going on before, but now it is very like cohesive. It's great. Now everything kind of fits together. I think we've been wanting to do this for a while.
Oh my God, me too. And with the chairs, it just looks so much more modern. And let's give you a tour because we did a couple other things.
Well, first off, I want to mention, look how the chairs kind of disappear and really reduce the visual clutter in the room quite a bit.
That was important to us. And we were like, how do we do that? And the only thing we could think of was clear chairs. So that's what we got.
The other thing to really point out is the last table was only 36 inches across. And so we now have another 1.5 inches on each side, which really makes a difference for board games.
Yeah, board games fit a lot better.
So there's actually now enough space on either side to have a couple tokens or pieces or
little cheat cards.
little
player character cards.
Someone's cheating.
Not cheating. I just mean like, cheat for the rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I can't wait till we can start playing our first board games on it. I don't know what games you guys all play. We have our favorites here too.
Ooh, let us know below. I'm super genuinely interested. My personal favorite is Terraforming Mars. The table's in here. We put down Risk Legacy so you guys could see how much room it gives us now.
This is one of the larger board games that we have. I don't know if it's the largest.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
I do remember trying to play Risk before and like having no space on either side.
Yeah, it was too hard.
As you can see now, you can put your playing cards on the side of there to play various different things. Monopoly, other sort of popular games. Terraforming Mars, some of the expansion boards are larger, but the one that we had ready was smaller. So we thought this was the best way to kind of show off how having a 39-inch wide table really helps. It really like broadens it out a little bit.
But
makes
it's
a little
not
bit more space.
Yeah, it's not too big that we can't pass each other food or something.
Yeah, it'll be great for the holiday. This is a 6-foot table. The other size that we could have gotten for about the same price was actually 8 foot, which would have made it a little bit harder to move around the apartment.
Yeah.
But this was the exact same length as our previous one, exact same length as our Parsons stainless steel frame. And I could have seen maybe doing the 8-foot table.
Yeah, actually, it would have been okay. It would have been fine with it. Either one works. I'm so happy with how this turned out.
Oh yeah, every moment that I look at it, I get a little bit more warmth in my heart, and I'm just so excited to enjoy the table now.
Yeah, and it's so weird because after our last coffee table refurbished that took so long and had a lot of bumps, this was a refreshing change of pace.
It was so much easier to do this. I would highly recommend anyone taking on this project, again, going to Lowe's or Home Depot and getting a counter island kitchen top and making it into your own tabletop. It was so easy.
I'd say even if you have no experience, it's truly so easy that you could do it with no experience because it's simply just sanding in between coats and getting coats on there and letting it dry.
Yeah.
That's it.
The amount of sanding too was really light, and I did it a
Yes.
couple times with the automated sander, the battery operated sander, which again you can get for like $50 at Home Depot, and the paper is like $10 for a set, so it's not expensive. But if you wanted to do it on the cheap, you could just get those
I
sanding
hand
sponges.
sanded it.
You could just get the sanding sponges
Yeah.
and put a little elbow grease in, and that was totally enough with the state that it came in.
I agree. I did it every time I did it. I hand sanded, which you saw in the video. I mean, my shoulders are a little sore, but that's okay. A little workout.
Little workout. Yeah. little workout.
There were. I actually liked the 24-hour challenge format. I was gonna tell you. I actually really liked it.
I was nervous if it was going to work. When we started, we didn't know what state the table was in.
No.
So we were really fortunate that it was mostly sanded and ready to go. The polyacrylic actually worked better than we thought.
Yes.
Having the dehumidifier on and moving and having had pulled out the humidity out of the garage really kind of was a cheat code, I think.
Yeah, and I think it actually really helped with the VOCs because we brought it up a day early and no one has noticed any smell. And we have some sensors in the house and those haven't noticed anything either, which I think is pretty great. What else? So what do you think didn't work?
Well, if you feel on the table, there's still like little specks. We're assuming that like with regular cleaning and use of the table, those will kind of get moved off with like sponges, like what do they call the Scotch Guard sponges?
Oh yeah.
So they've got a little bit of an abrasive. We have used this polyacrylic on other stuff in the house, and it has held up for like a year. So we went a little bit thinner with this one than we did on some of the other pieces, because we thought that it gave it a little bit more of a matte finish and it gave it a little bit more of that like wood texture look.
It definitely, you can see the grain more. And I think with the coffee table, you can see the grain a little less, but that was purely intentional. I think the coffee table, it's really important.
We use the coffee table so much, and the kids use it as like a little kids table all the time.
Yeah.
So like it takes a lot of abuse, and having that little extra bit on there for the coffee table really makes a difference. For this, we wanted it to have a better look, and I think this is going to be durable enough. Time will tell if this is enough.
We'll let you know. Also,
what was the final? Was three or four coats?
We
I think was the final.
did four.
4 coats.
4 coats. And 2 on the bottom.
Yeah, and we sanded in between the coats,
which is very important. I would say very important to sand in between the coat. They write that on the can, and it's super important because I think sometimes people miss it, but you have to sand between coats. As a novice, as a not a professional woodworker in any way, this was actually really easy and made me excited to maybe do more woodworking projects.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple more that we've been thinking about. I think we're going to step away from woodworking for just a bit. There might be some dabs of it with some of the other projects coming up, but you'll see other sort of maker projects that we're doing. I would say that this was the Acacia table set, or the Acacia Countertop Butcher Block. And Lowe's has a couple of other options like bamboo, maple, birch. I could have seen a couple of different furnishes too, like maybe bleaching this first and making it even lighter.
I think for me,
depending on what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think for me, birch maybe would have been the one I would go with, or bamboo, because I love bamboo.
Well, this at first I was like, oh man, this is darker than I originally imagined, but every second it's in this room, it grows on me.
Yeah,
I'm just so excited that it's here. It looks even better with the clear chairs on the side. And again, we got these for about $50 each. So Grandpa's got the other 2. So we got 8 and Grandpa's got 2 of them in this place.
So I think we should do another 24-hour challenge. I don't know which, but I truly think we should. Here's why. I think it really, really motivates us to get it done.
Oh yeah.
Like if you procrastinate, it's really helpful. What do you think?
It was a little hard on the kids though.
Yeah.
They kind of had cabin fever and were like going crazy. So we had to take a break at a moment. We still did it within the 24 hours. And I'm sure you could do it if you don't have kids within 24 hours. But with the kids, like, they were just going so stir crazy between the rain and everything else going on.
I think if we do it when they're in school, it's okay.
Yeah, we did it on a
Probably-
weekend.
Yeah,
That's on us.
That's on us. That's what didn't work.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Stay tuned for more projects. We're going to be doing some multimedia stuff, so wood with tech and other cool tech projects coming up.
Improvements to the fractal design, improvements to the desk. We've got a lot of stuff that we're looking at doing. Oh,
important.
If you really liked this video, or if you kind of liked it, then it'd be great if you could like, share, and comment below. That is the engagement that helps us the most with the algorithm right now. Subscribing's great too, but right now it's like, share, and comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this video and future projects we could work on.
And if you have any ideas or things you want us to try, even in a 24 hours, you let me know.
I never knew what to do at the end. We
We finished the table!